She didn't want to meet me. I initiated a search several years ago, and the end result was that I got a letter back that said that she didn't want me then, and she didn't want to know me now.
I got an email one day from a woman. She said she volunteers, and she actually gave me her name and said, you know, is this your mother?
The internet has opened up a whole world.
I guess it was just luck that I was able to find her, because I went through the yellow pages.
I was actually at a birthday party. I was about 11. We're at this pizza place, and we were in the bathroom, and someone says, "Oh yeah, you're adopted."
She was young. She was 16.
She was young and from a small town, and just didn't want the responsibility of a child at that age.
I was her fourth child. They were going through a divorce, and she didn't want to put a baby in the middle of what was going on in that household. So she decided that this is what she would do.
I'm doing fine. You know, I'm sure there was, you know, a reason why you had to put me up for adoption.
When I asked my mom about it, she just kind of brushed it off and didn't really want to tell me the truth.
The decision to pass along my information or not, if I do, that not only affects me and my kids and my husband and my family, but hers too.
My adoptive mother was pretty dysfunctional. Adoptive father pretty absent most of the time. So I figured I had nothing to lose.
The judge signed the court orders releasing my adoption file. Then I got a preliminary thing.
I kind of gave up. It's a sealed adoption, and in '68, I mean, when they sealed a record, they sealed a record.
My mom had remarried, and they'd been married for a while. My stepfather, they didn't think that he could have kids, so they were in the process of adopting a baby, and that's when she decided to tell me.
By giving me her name, to me, it made a story that didn't exist, wasn't true, and made it come true all of a sudden. It was like learning that Santa Claus is real.
An old friend of the family from years ago that did that. She did confidential adoption searches.
One person responded to my letter.
Found out where my birth mother was, sent her a letter and stuff saying that, you know, I was looking for her.
And apparently my birth mother's father must have told this third wife about the adoption of his grandchild, which is me. And the woman called me, and that's how I found my birth mother.
Some woman in Florida, she does this it's kind of her hobby in remembrance of her brother who was adopted. And my birth mother had registered on some websites, and she found me within 48 hours.
When my first son was born, and I went to my first adoptive father, because my parents got divorced, and then my stepfather adopted me, so it's kind of confusing. But I went to my first adoptive father, and because my mother doesn't want to talk about it, and I just asked him, you know, I just want to find out medical history. Is there any way I can get a hold of them? And he just told me that he made a promise to them that he would never tell me who they are.
I was a private adoption. The attorney that handled it is a member of my family, so he wasn't able to give me any information.
The decision, which was made in June of 1967, was a final decision. At that time, I did what I felt was in the best interest of myself and the child. I have not changed my mind about that decision and do not have any interest in pursuing a relationship with her or her family. That's the letter that she wrote to her.
Every day she wondered where I was, what I was doing.
I was adopted when I was 6 days old. Have never known anything else.
I have no moment where I found out where I was adopted. It's just been something that I've always known throughout my whole life.
And once people find out, oh, you were adopted, well, so was I.
My mom has always asked me, don't you want to know, aren't you curious? I didn't feel like I had anything missing in my life to want that search.
It never crossed my mind to go out and find my biological parents.
If she came to me, I wouldn't slam the door in her face or anything like that.
I remember watching those shows where they'd have the long-lost mom, the adopted kid. It always seemed very strange to me because to me, I don't know this person from anybody else on the street. I don't feel like I'd have that instant connection.
I would love to find siblings. I would love to find her. I don't even know if she's still alive.
What it eventually came down to was, you know, when she contacted my birth mother directly, she said, no, I don't want to know her.
I'm very thankful that she was able to pursue a relationship with me, even though in the beginning it was very difficult for her, and we had a very rough time in the beginning trying to figure out each other's place in each other's lives.
When she emailed me a picture of herself and a picture of her girls and a picture of my biological father, I was it took a long time to open that email.
Okay, I understand that, but can you fill out medical information?
Just want to know medical history, just, you know, just in case. I have no idea.
With us having a son and possibly having more kids, you know, the medical issues, obviously.
It's hard when you go to the doctor and they say, oh, do you have this in your family? And you're like, I don't know.
And then they write across your chart, adopted.
There's a form to fill out. She wasn't even going to do that. She threw it away.
Anything that was weird, we always said, comes from Piper's side. Because we didn't know, and now we do.
But her husband, the man she's married to, found it in the garbage and confronted her with it.
When I was born, records were sealed, locked away. So it was pretty shocking for them to have this woman do this in 48 hours.
What he ended up doing was writing me a letter. He didn't know about me. This is how he found out about me. He's very supportive and you know, thought that I deserved to have some medical history. So what he did was fill out the medical history form the best way that he could.
There's no mental illnesses or diabetes, that's all I know.
I found out that she had breast cancer in her late 30s, and you know, that's the age that I am now. It's always been something since then that I could tell my doctors, you know, this is a concern, because before I never had that.
Even the miles that separate us, how much we have in common interests, it's crazy.
He was going to keep all the information from the lady that was doing the search and stuff in case she ever changed her mind. He would have it to be able to give her.
A week and a half ago, I guess he'd be my biological grandfather emailed me, which was interesting.
It was really, to me, just meeting this person that gave birth to me. Nothing more, nothing less. I didn't want a mother, I have one.
A lot of people have the misconception that adopted children are made to feel they're missing something. Being adopted was special for me. I was so, you know, happy, and I knew that I'd had a better life than what she may have been able to offer me.
I felt chosen.
She actually went away to have me, and so it was like a secret in her family. Nobody knew about me or anything like that. Her husband that she's married to didn't even know about me. And so by doing that, I kind of brought up a whole bunch of past that was, you know, in the closet.